I had spent the previous 14 years in a market abroad and in a number of different capacities. And I realized over that period of time that I was in many cases underemployed and in many cases as well underpaid for the work that I did do. So I decided to relocate back home. I am a mature worker, and that was a big source of concern for me. Although I know I'm very energetic, it can be something that prospective employers have a challenge in identifying. And so that was a concern for me. Also, I really found it difficult to talk the talk. I had all the skills that I wanted to market, but I found it difficult to talk the talk. And so I knew I needed help. And so I came to GT Hiring to find resources, to develop skills, or in essence to retool myself for this market. I can honestly say the first experience with my caseworker really sticks out. When we shook hands initially, I was a train wreck. I was obviously very upset and very disappointed, and I admit, well, there were a few tears, and he was so gracious and so kind and really did a wonderful job of providing me everything I needed right at that particular time to go, okay, it's gonna be okay. It was a remarkable experience, actually, and that's really what, he was the best person I could have been around at that particular moment in time. The aha moment, if you will, was a moment when I started writing my resumes and my cover letters, and I was using industry terminology that I had actually never used before, and because the industry I was in the country that I was in, was a rather unsophisticated one. I did all of the same things but just didn't have the terminology, and so all of this terminology started coming out in my writing and in my conversation, and in that respect I thought, wow, this is fantastic. This is what I needed. I needed to be retooled. During that time, there was all of this learning that had happened and all of this self-confidence that I had been loaned and given by the various members of the team from GT Hiring Solutions. And what ended up happening was when I went in, even for the very first interview, I came across a lot more confidently. I could talk the talk that I could walk, and it was really evident from the very first interview. I honestly believed I was going to get it. It just was the right fit. I got it. Yes, I did. It was a series of 4 interviews over 5 days, and there was some behavioral and psychological testing, which was quite nerve-wracking to say the least. But I ended up getting the job. It's an excellent department head position, very good remuneration with override and extensive health benefits and laptop and cell phone, and I'm a very happy camper. And I guess the one thing I should say is that I'm very happy to have had the experiences here, and Merry Christmas. It's the best Christmas present I could have had. We have to be upbeat and maintain a positive attitude, and it's really difficult to do that when you're second-guessing yourself all the time, when you're feeling insecure, and when you're feeling that you're not as good as hundreds of other people who may be applying for that position. It's a really difficult life to live, and some people are in it for longer than others. But what you need to understand is these people here can really help you in so many ways. You just need to get out and be with them and associate yourself with the workshops and keep yourself involved and connected. And by doing that, things will happen and you will start to feel better, and that will come across in the way you come across to prospective employers as well.